What is up, guys? This is the first time I can come out here with a short sleeve on in a while. It's been starting to get a little bit warmer out here. It's springtime. Anyways, this is the start of the video. We're gonna go to the machine shop here in a little bit, and we're gonna assemble the head for the truck. But I didn't even show you guys the truck in the last video, so I'm gonna do that now. All right, so here it is. This is my 07 Dodge 2500. It's got the moto wheels on it. I think it has like 280,000 miles on it. Yeah, 280,000 miles on it. So it's got quite a bit of miles on it. Got the edge monitor there. Right now this thing has a 62 fat shaft turbo on it and 70% over injectors and a big pump. And it's making probably like 580 horsepower right now. But anyways, this is ET. This is the truck that motor's gonna be going in. I've had this truck for probably 4 years now. But yeah, so anyways, we're gonna start heading over to the machine shop, and I'll see you guys when we're there so we can assemble the head that I got for this thing. Oh yeah, and really quick, I also have a Stage 3 transmission from Randy's Transmissions. Shout out to him for getting me a deal on that. But yeah, now let's head to the machine shop. All right, guys, got the head right here, and she's all done. All the machine work is done. It got final washed, and you can see I did the fire rings here. I tried to film it, but I accidentally forgot. But anyways, I accidentally forgot, but whatever the heck that means. Anyways, we're gonna get to building this. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and oil all the guides out. Make sure they're all brushed out really good. They're brushed out when they're final washed, but I'm just gonna make sure, just an extra precaution. And yeah. All right, let's go through and oil the guides, brush them out. I've got my HVL high synthetic break-in oil right here that I'm going to be using to assemble this head. And yeah, I'm just going to go through and oil out these guides. Now that the guides are all oiled out, I'm going to flip it back over, and I'm going to start getting my valves ready. Alright, so here are my valves right here. These are a 36 millimeter valve that are nitrided. They look really good. And then I'm going to show you kind of what I do to get these ready to put in the head. No, I don't just take them out of the box and throw them in a head. A lot of people do that, and I very discourage that, because a lot of these do not come 100% from the factory. So I have this guy here, and I'll show you how it works. So basically, I just wipe off the valve, and then first you got to set your 0 with our standard valve, and then you go ahead and check your valves and make sure they're all at 0. And you'll be surprised, but I do get a lot of them that do not check correctly. And so it's very important to check your valves. Also from the factory, you get a lot that have a little bit of a burr on the tip of here. And so don't just shove it in your guide, please. Get a different valve, because if you shove that through your guide, it's going to destroy your guide and you're going to be sad. So, alright, so we got all our valves all wiped down and checked, and now it's time to oil them and put them in the head. You want to make sure you have a good float all the way down. Make sure there's nothing in your guide. If it gets caught somewhere, then take the valve out, brush it out again. Make sure there's nothing in that guide. You can see how big these are compared to a factory size valve. This is just a different head that I'm working on. See how small these valves are compared to these ones? These are some big boys. Some pretty dang big suckers here. So hopefully they can flow us the air that we need. A little bit of a rundown. So you can see we got our firings here. The next thing that I'm gonna do is check the valve depth at all these. Make sure that they're all, because I kind of like to keep each cylinder, like the exhaust, I like to keep the exhaust on this cylinder the same, or close to the same. So I go through, check my valve depths, make sure they're all good, and then I go through and pick and move the valves around to kind of get them as close as I can to each other. So anyways, other than that, you can see the guides that we have on here. These are, just like I said before, these are a Duramax, or they're a hardened, they're actually a custom guide, but they're a Duramax style guide that have been hardened and stuff just like a Duramax is. And we really liked that technology, so that's why we went with that. And it takes the same seal as a Duramax, except an LML Duramax, but takes the same seal as a Duramax, and these sit a lot lower on here than the factory seal does, so that makes it so you can have a bigger cam in your engine without smacking your seals and having having oil problems with burning oil. So yeah, now I'm gonna go check the valve depths and then I'll be back with you. Okay, now I'm gonna go through and oil all my guides. Sorry, I got the valves at the depth that I liked, to where I could feel good about it, and now we're gonna go and oil all the guides for our seals. It's kind of hard with these seals. You kind of want the perfect amount of oil on there. If you have too much, then it'll kind of hydro lock on you. If you have too less, then it will not want to slide on. So I got me my guide, or my seal pusher on her right here. I just kind of hold the towel like this. You don't want to hammer on these seals with a hammer, or it will jack them up as you're putting them on. So make sure you're pressing them on, or like the factory seals, you have your spring compressor that actually presses the seal for you. So these you just press on by hand, just like that. All right, I got my springs right here. These are a 120-pound spring. As you can see, I have this gauge. It's set at the cam lift. And a stock one's about 75 pounds, I would say. And this one's right at about 120, 125. So these are the springs I'm putting on the head. And that'll help us with some valve float and stuff like that. It'll help that valve open and close faster. And yeah, so let me get these all tested, and then I'll put them on the head, and then we'll get our retainers and start putting this thing together. Of course, that's why I check every spring, because these are supposed to be 120. That one's about 110 or so, 115. So, I mean, that's not terrible, but still, I wanted all mine to be exactly all 120. It's just a weird kind of thing that I've got. But I had to have them all at 120. So, anyways, I'll use that spring for something else. And we're ready to put the retainers and the keepers in. Right here, I just got a stock set of retainers. Just stock. I've never, ever once seen one of these break. A stock retainer I've never seen break or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure you're pretty good to use a stock retainer on pretty much any build. I mean, I've seen 2,000 plus horsepower made on stock retainers. So, and same with the stock keepers. That's what I'm going to be using for this build. Stock retainers and stock keepers. I've never seen any issues with that, especially for only 1,500 horsepower. They should be perfectly fine. All right, I got my spring compressor here, and we're ready to put our keepers in. Yeah. Make sure you're careful going down on your valve, and make sure you're at the right thing or you're gonna get shot in the face. All right, I got my spring compressor here, and we're ready to put on in the keepers. And yeah, just be careful. Be careful that you have them in there, because I've almost gotten my eyes taken out by these. Probably should be wearing safety glasses, but you know, safety is always #1 priority. But anyways, also be careful with nicking your valve. Make sure you're kind of straight on here. You don't want to be, you know, sideways on there. Make sure you're straight. And yeah. Okay, I got those all on. The very last thing that I do is I got this little rubber hammer mallet here, and I just go and tap all those just to make sure 100% that those are all locked in their little keyway. I know it's not likely, but I just do that as a safety thing, because I mean, if you accidentally have that in there wrong and your valve drops in the head, you're gonna wipe out your engine. It's gonna wipe out your whole engine. So I just go through, tap all these. Just to make sure that these are all okay and they're not going to fall inside my bores. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I'm still getting used to, you could see that there was some videos that I messed up on, but I am trying to get better. Please let me know what you guys want to see. There's a dyno event coming up May 7th. And I'm going to be hopefully getting my truck done for that. So yeah, stay tuned, and the next video will probably be the machine work on the engine and stuff like that. and it'll be most of the actual block work and stuff like that. So yeah, stay tuned. Let me know what you guys want to do, and yeah, thank you. See you guys.